Hi there everybody, it's Coda, and welcome to the channel. So this one's a little bit looser, I don't have a script today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that interests me. So many of you may know that I used to have a little channel called A Fool's Guide to Tech. And basically what that was is, it was a sort of technology review slash, just sort of, I don't know what to call it. Let's call it a commentary style video. And the reason I stopped doing that, I put up 2 videos, I think? Something like that? I don't know, you can look it up. I'll link it down in the description, but just don't expect any more content. If I do any more like this, I'll probably do it here. But anyway, this is going to be in that style. So basically, I wanted to talk about the PlayStation 5 a little bit. So about a week ago for you guys, but today for me, I'm filming 2 videos at once. Last week's was also filmed today, and in fact I haven't filmed it yet. So anyway, last week they announced the PlayStation 5. And I just wanted to talk a tiny bit about the design choices that were made on it. So the common trend in design so far, or at least currently where we are right now, is for the interfaces that we work with to become less invasive and to the point of being as little invasive into our workflow as possible. The idea that the great late Steve Jobs came up with was that the perfect iPhone would be a simple glass with no bezels that does everything that you need to when it does and can disappear completely unnoticed when you didn't need it. This idea was what drove the design towards the iPhone X when it was announced, and it's the reason that Apple started to push towards bezel-less phones, a trend that many other companies then picked up on. So if you look at the PS4 follows that to a certain degree. It is pretty slim. I mean, it has a beautiful design, but it's very non-noticeable. It's very discreet. It will sit underneath your box or underneath your DVR or in a cabinet somewhere, and it's not really flashy. It's just there, it does its job. What's important is on the inside. Now, my feeling about the PlayStation 5 is that it goes in the opposite direction in terms of its design. These dynamic curves call back to a sort of 60s representation of what the future might look like. It reminds you of something that you might see in a Space Mountain kind of themed future. Its curves are very dynamic, it has sharp contrast between its black and its white parts. It's built to sit upright strictly as opposed to laying on its side or upright as the previous iterations of the PlayStation have. And ultimately, it's just designed to be a piece that is sitting out. It's supposed to be in the open. It's not supposed to be hidden in a cabinet away. And the thing is that I don't like this design. I don't think that's a good idea. I agree with Steve Jobs' vision. I think that our devices that we have should integrate seamlessly into our workflow, not us having to rework our workflow around our devices. It's one of the reasons why I have an iPhone and why I edit on a MacBook. However, this is personal preference, and there is a lot of people who think this new PlayStation is beautiful. And don't get me wrong, it's fantastically designed. It's a flagship device from Sony that Sony will be plastering up on billboards for the next 5 years. It's going to be well designed. The problem with this is that I sense a direction that I don't really feel technology should move in. Some people love to display their technology, and that's great. Some people love to have it out on display. People have the big gaming setups that have the million monitors and everything, and they love to be surrounded in it, and it gives them pride and it gives them passion. And that's fantastic. But the wonderful thing about design choices like the ones that Apple makes is that they allow you to have them out on display, or if you don't want them out on display, they still fit seamlessly in spaces that many things will fit in. This is ultimately where the highest level of design comes into, is a perfect mix of form and function. And that is where I think the PS5's design is lacking. I've seen many renders of the PS5 that look a lot like the PS4. I motioned down there because my PS4 is right there. I see a lot of the designs being black, being in the box. And I think in a certain way that will eventually be what the PS5 ends up evolving into. If you look back at the original PS4, it looks nothing like the PS4 Slim and PS4 Pro that we are on the market now. It used to be a lot boxier, it used to be a lot more invasive, really. And I have a feeling that Sony will realize this, and they will make design choices in the future, in the updated versions of these systems, to accommodate for users that do not really like to have their technology completely out on display. All this talk is really just complaints, if you think about it, But the important thing is that technology is moving forward and things are getting better. Ultimately, this design choice won't really impact the games that much at all. We're still going to get better graphics, we're still going to get higher performance, we're going to still get all the important stuff that matters with a new gaming console. We just might have problems laying it on its side. So anyway, I hope you liked that. That was pretty scatterbrained, I'm sure, but I hope it was enjoyable, and I hope it was worth watching in some way. If you made it to this point, thank you for sticking with me in my ranting. If you like more of this stuff, comment it down below. I enjoy doing this stuff, not quite as much as the music stuff, but I do enjoy doing this stuff, and I would love to make a video every once in a while if you guys like this kind of idea. Alright, thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye!